Hi, welcome. My name is Doug Donaldson, and I work in our business development team, primarily in our two Washington, D.C. locations. And I'm happy to be joined today by our logistics director, Joe Quigle. Joe, welcome aboard.
Appreciate it, Doug. Thanks for having me and choosing a spotlight on the transit division.
So you've been with the company for how long, Joe?
Close to 8 years. It'll be 8 years in February of the coming up.
Wow,
Long time. Yeah.
congratulations.
Been moving personal collections for quite some time now.
Yeah, I'll bet. So a lot of folks probably don't know about wine transit. You typically don't know about something like this until you need it. So tell me all about wine transit, what is it and kind of the basic process from beginning to end.
Yeah, it's certainly a niche division. There's not a lot of people that do what we do. And I didn't know that there was transit for wine when I first started. So basically, we're moving people's wines safe, secure, cool from point A to point B.
So when you engage with somebody and you get to their house or their commercial shop or whatever it might be, what does your team do?
So we'll gather a few details prior to coming and picking up, and either we'll pick the wines up if they're all packed in boxes safe for transit, or we'll come and pack the boxes.
So that means whether it's 750s, magnums, 3 liters, 6 liters, you guys come prepared with all the supplies you need?
Absolutely. Prior to coming for the pickup, we'll do a little fact-finding mission that, I'll connect with the client, find out all the formats they have, number of formats they have, 3 liters, 6 liters, packed boxes, whatever the case may be. And we'll come to the house with all the appropriate materials, obviously a few extras in hand, because sometimes it's hard to count an exact number of bottles. But yeah, we come fully prepared to do a full pack up or just a straight pickup, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I'll bet the location of the wine within a residence or a building is probably pretty important as well.
Absolutely. Another part of the fact-finding mission when I first connect with my clients, where's your wine located at? Is it up 1 flight of stairs, 2 flights of stairs, in the basement, elevator access? What kind of parking can we do? There's all sorts of fun details that we have to figure out that way we're fully prepared for the labor to do the pack up. Yeah, we want to come prepared for our clients so it doesn't take any longer than it should.
Right, great. And I'm assuming, obviously, knowing our company, you typically have either a refrigerated van or reefer truck or whatever it might be, correct?
Absolutely. Nothing that UOVO Wine Transit does is not temperature controlled. We come with refrigerated reefer cargo vans, or at the biggest, a 16-foot reefer box truck, depending on the size of the collection. And everything's minimally out of temperature controlled, just from the initial pickup to putting it back into the van and then back to our temperature controlled warehouses.
If something's on if it's a day job and you're taking one thing from point A to point B, what happens when you get it there? What do you offer the client besides the unpack and hopefully clearing all the debris, I'm assuming? So tell me what happens there.
Absolutely. So if the client decides they would like a rack to rack service, I did not coin that. My colleague Chris Zago, the advisory division, kind of coined that term quite a couple of years back. It's basically we're moving the client's collection from rack to rack. We can take it out of the rack, inventory it, bring it back to the next residence or location, wherever it's going, place it back into the racks with an advisory touch to it.
I'm sure there are some folks who probably want to do it themselves, right? Just like our storage division, we've got standard and we've got premier. I'm assuming there's some folks that kind of want to pack it up or want to keep their OWCs. Can you supply them the materials?
Absolutely. I call those my self-packers, people that they want to touch the wines themselves and see what they put in their boxes themselves. So they'll request that they'd like to do that. And I'll set up a shipment to either deliver them boxes if they're close to a UOVO facility, or I can set up a UPS shipment and get them boxes. They can self-pack it. Simple. We'll come just pick up their packed boxes for them. And people love to do that. It's one of the things that I like to offer if people like to do that. it can save them a little bit of change too, if they'd like, if they want to do a self-pack job themselves.
And we work with both the residential clients, of course, but also do we have commercial clients? Are you working with commercial folks as well?
I do quite a few with commercial clients that I call it a dock to dock service, where we're just collecting from a warehouse to another warehouse, fully temperature controlled. It's an easy process, dock to dock, simple flat pallet rates that I can offer commercial clients.
I love that. What if and I've had some clients that I've introduced to you where they're moving out of one house, right? And then that next residence isn't going to be ready for 3 or 4 months. So you guys we can do short-term storage. We can do some kind of intermittent or I guess we also call it cross docking of wines as well, correct?
Absolutely. If you need any time, it could be 30 days, 15 days, 6 months, a year. We have no problem with storing your wines until you're ready to receive. If your delays happen in construction, cellar construction takes some time, refrigeration breaks in their coolers, no problem. Call me. Happy to hold on to it for you.
Yeah. Well, this is a little bit out of kind of the traditional transit bids that you guys do, but I also know we have what I think some folks might not know about, which is an amazing service where if you are a UOVO Wine client, we can pick up from a number of the wineries in Napa and some other areas, correct? And so tell me a little bit about that, just because it's such a great service. I actually introduced that to a storage client of mine the other day, and they're like, what, really? Compared to some of the rates. So if you could just briefly kind of give me an overview on that, that'd be awesome.
Absolutely. It's called our concierge pickup service, where the Napa crew does monthly sweeps at all the wineries for our clients. It's a simple process. You choose UOVO Wine if you're a storage client. You get put on the list. We'll scoop them up for you, and then we'll consolidate and put it to your destined UOVO facility where you store at. It's an unbelievable service for our clients that live cross country that are continually buying from the Napa wineries.
Well, exactly. I mean, and for me, the two real benefits are obviously kind of maintaining the provenance, right? But also, the last thing you want is to be waiting around at your house, for the UPS or FedEx delivery. This just assures that it's just clean from point A to point B, right?
Absolutely. And temperature control it's what we stand by and I hang my hat on.
What about insurance or loss protection? Is that something we're able to offer?
Absolutely. Every shipment, every client has the opportunity to purchase our LPP, our loss protection plan. It's available for our transit clients at 1% of the value. It covers fire, loss, breakage, theft, refrigeration breakdown. It's a extremely comprehensive coverage that I encourage all my clients to partake in.
Yeah, I mean, listen, some of the collections that we're carrying around the country are significant, and it is well worth that investment.
It's just a really good peace of mind.
I know you've got a job that you're doing today. As a matter of fact, you almost had to cancel the meeting because you were going to go all hands on this. So tell me about that a little, because to me it sounded like it was really just touching all the different parts of what you guys do.
Yeah, it certainly is. Today we're executing a close to 5,000 bottle full pack inventory and advisory service install of the collection into the new residence. It's an all hands on deck, and it's touching pretty much every service that UOVO Wine can offer. We're packing the wines up. We're going to inventory the wines. I'm going to temporarily hold it for 2-3 days. Move it down to my Texas crew. The advisory team is going to be on site to accept all 600-700 cases of wine and do a comprehensive installation of those wines into the client's new cellar. It's pretty exciting when you get to those levels of volume of bottles. You see 13, 14 pallets of wine moving out for one particular client and realize that we handled this with the touch and the white glove service that UOVO represents. It's
Well,
pretty exciting.
yeah,
I'd like to
no,
see
it sure is. It sure is. It would only be more exciting for me if you said that they were going to be coming to DC for storage for a couple of years, but that's okay.
I wish I could have done that for you, Doug.
Well, you've done that. You've done that plenty in the past. I really appreciate you joining me today. And if you need to get
Thanks
to that, if you need to get back to that pack, then off you go.
I might be on my way in about 15 minutes.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Doug.
All right. See you, man.